Hello and welcome to the Today's Money Masters. I'm your host, Jean-Paul Manu. The Today's Money Masters competition comprises 3 professional investors and a novice, each provided with $500,000 to invest. The participants will invest in stocks, bonds, and collective investment schemes, and they will share their strategies over a 1-year period. At the end of the period, the top portfolio manager will get to keep 50% of his total earnings. So let's continue with the masters on this very exciting journey. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Have you ever been interested in an IPO but didn't have the time to go in branch and submit all the documents? We've got a solution for that. With NCB Capital Markets Go IPO portal, you can submit and track your IPO application from any of your favorite devices. No need to go in branch. No need to contact a wealth advisor. No extra fees. And it's accessible to both NCB and non-NCB clients for all our offers. So no excuses. Investing is easier with Go IPO. Visit www.goipo.jncb.com or text GoIPO to 876-383-1729 and start investing today.
On today's program, we are joined by Richard Longmore, our novice from the Jamaica Racing Commission. Richard, how you do?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Good, thank you. Welcome back. Supreme Ventures, Richard, let's get into it. Supreme Ventures is set to release their financials next month. What are your expectations?
Well, as you would know, from the start of the competition, I have had strong confidence in Supreme Ventures. And now more than ever, I think that we're heading down the right track. What do I mean by that? If you look at the last set of financials, and I'll share the figures with you, the whole aspect of profits came out for the 6-month period at $624 million.
Wow.
This represents a 44% increase over prior year. Now, going forward, when this release comes out for this set of financials, there'll be new income stream that will be factored in.
On top of that figure that you just gave us?
On top of that.
Okay.
And by what do I mean by that? The bookmaking industry last year accounted for some 67% of sales within the sector. This is sports betting, horse racing. And that percentage resulted in being the largest player within the industry.
Okay.
Supreme Ventures bought out post to post.
Right.
And now we're expecting, it was my expectation a few months ago, and I think this release of these financials, we will see that increase
Boost
in
their
revenues and all of that. So I'm confident, like where the company is going. When you analyze the last financials that came out, if you look at the revenue growth, they share with us that all segments recorded positive growth for the quarter, resulting in a 15% increase. So oftentimes you'd have one segment line increasing in revenues, but for all the areas, cashpot, the virtual games, online games, horse racing.
Right, okay, I wanted you to break that down first, what you meant by all segments. That's cashpot, all of their individual.
Yeah. There are several different games, and one of the unique things with Supreme Ventures, they're always rebranding and redeveloping. They're recently rebranded, and they have every year they create at least 2 new products.
Okay.
Right. So one of the more recent ones is the Money Time, where every minute you can go into a store, a corner shop, and you can actually choose a number based on your dream, based on whatever feeling.
Right.
So every minute you have. The fact of the matter is the Jamaican population is a gambling nation. Yeah. Right? So the poor man, within every minute, as soon as he gets what's called a rake, he can go in and actually purchase that number for a small amount, $10, $20, whatever it may be. It caters to all walks of life. And finally, if you'd allow me, from a regional perspective, one of the strategic vision of the company is to build out in Ghana. They have already laid the infrastructure, they've already bought into the key areas, and we're going to see where through the build out of the Ghana operations, that also will be something new for Supreme Ventures in terms of the whole revenue stream.
Why Guyana? Can you answer that, or is that something
Well,
that you...
Guyana, I think strategically they examine how well the economy was doing. I think the economy is reasonably stable, and in terms of proximity to Jamaica. So I personally think it's a good move. But as it relates to why specifically they chose Guyana, I can't speak to that. But
it's one of those countries that's experiencing a resurgence now.
It's similar to Jamaica in that the whole macroeconomic framework is reasonably stable.
Okay.
It's a turnaround, and I think that for me, have a stable economy. Yeah, that's one of the key areas that create avenue for growth for small businesses and large businesses.
Okay, and Supreme Ventures is a regional company.
It's a regional company, and it's actually the market leader. When I started the competition, I said I'm looking at the leadership of the company as well as their market segments, and they're the market leader in terms of the gaming and gambling for Jamaica and within the region.
And within the region.
So
they're all over the Caribbean.
All over the Caribbean,
Right.
definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
But they're making some inroads in Guyana, and you like the way that's...
I love the way they're going. Plus, their social responsibility in terms of giving back to Jamaica. They're one of the leading companies that does giving back to sports and development. So it's not just about the making money. You have to do something that is actually helping to build the nation.
Right.
And I can associate with what they're doing, so I have strong confidence in them. And
good.
If you look at the graphs, one of the unique things is I think I'm the only competitor that actually invested in Supreme.
In Supreme Ventures?
Yes. Well, the other companies, we all have commonalities, Sagicor and Fontana.
Sure.
So the differentiation strategy for me is actually my Supreme Ventures pick.
That kind of sets you apart from the rest.
You have to have a separation, or else we're all going to tie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, great. So you continue to remain bullish.
Definitely.
Supreme Ventures.
And to the end of the competition.
Nice. Well, we will keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
We'll have more with Richard Longmore from the Jamaica Racing Commission after this break.
Have you ever been interested in an IPO but didn't have the time to go in branch and submit all the documents? We've got a solution for that. With NCB Capital Markets Go IPO portal, you can submit and track your IPO application from any of your favorite devices. No need to go in branch. No need to contact a wealth advisor. No extra fees. And it's accessible to both NCB and non-NCB clients for all our offers. So no excuses. Investing is easier with Go IPO. Visit www.goipo.jncb.com or text GoIPO to 876-383-1729 and start investing today.
The Money Masters Funds. It's all about real growth, safety and security of your assets. The Growth Fund gives higher returns for the investor more focused on growth. Money Masters Funds, providing growth and security, performance and financial peace of mind.
We are CUFMC, Credit Union Fund Management Company. Trust matters, and you can believe in our reliability.
Service.
We give impeccable attention to your needs.
Experience.
Careful and prudent are part of our DNA.
Know-how.
After 70 years working exclusively for credit unions, now we're open to all investors. CUFMC, Credit Union Fund Management Company.
How we choose to invest our time today often has a propelling effect for what we gain tomorrow. It's like investing in shares.
Mommy, is this a share?
Yes. You know, she's right. It's similar to how shares work. Companies are publicly listed on the Jamaica stock market. These companies are divided into pieces, and these pieces are what are called shares. The owners of these shares are called shareholders.
Welcome back to the Today's Money Masters competition. We're chatting with Richard Longmore from the Jamaica Racing Commission. He's our novice in the competition. Richard, the Jamaica Stock Exchange stocks have been sporadic over the past few weeks, trading at $28 per share, less than its all-time high of $39 per share. You think that the release of its third quarter financials next month should lighten the selling pressure on the stock? What are your thoughts?
Well, put it this way, what we have been seeing happen over the last couple of weeks, all the majority, at least 90% of stocks have seen a decline in the whole value. The market has been trending down.
Over the past couple of months?
Yeah, roughly
end of
6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, starting in September. But that's how the market is. It's cyclical.
Right.
So right now, we're seeing a downturn. I'll give you a typical example where in this competition, we all started with $500,000. And I can tell you right now, we all have diversified stocks, but yet all of us, all 4 competitors, where our stock is below, our stock value is below the $500,000 mark.
Okay.
And that's as a result of what we're investing in terms of the stock market has declined. So I'm not going to single out the JSA as in it has moved from X to Y because it's right across the board. So what I will say is that when you look at where the company is at, its performance, its last financials, in my mind, a 35% increase in net profit as recent as 3 months ago speaks volumes to a group where they're looking to not only grow their revenue stream, but also to set their stamp of class internationally.
Right.
And what do I mean by that? Let me tell you what I mean by that. The Financial Times, just this month, as in October 2019, one of the leading financial papers in England, stated the Financial Times has given recognition to Jamaica's stock market success as one of the leading markets in the world and has ranked it as #1 rating among 94 tracked Bloomberg markets over the past 12 months.
Wow.
So yes, we have the history where we do well for the last 5 years. But as we speak, right, the date on this that I have is October 11th, 2019. So we're looking at current information. So with all this in play, not only does it create a strong buy-in for new investors in terms of investing in the market, but we're getting that stamp of that golden seal internationally, where we're doing something right.
Absolutely.
And I must commend the government of Jamaica because for this year and moving forward into next year, not only have we been doing the right things in terms of interest rate, but we're going in a direction where we're divesting a lot of government assets to the people of Jamaica. Right? We saw that with Wington Farms, where all Jamaicans, small, middle, the big shot, they have seen almost a 90% doubling of their monies, whatever they invested in.
Okay.
Everybody bought into that. And within the next 2 months, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, through Government of Jamaica and their brokerage house, will be creating history where you'll be seeing the largest IPO in the history of Jamaica.
Initial public offering.
Initial public offering through the Government of Jamaica. And that where I'm leading to is the highway, North-South Highway, will be divested. And you will be hearing more about that, where it is the expectation of the government that this will surpass Wington Farms, which was previously the largest in the history. So again, this goes over well for Jamaica Stock Exchange, fees, transaction, incomes, all these buying and selling boils back down to income generation. More activity, more growth for JSA. So you're going to see great things with the JSE and Supreme Ventures. I'm confident in both of them.
All right. So all of this augurs well for the competition, for you, for the competition in general.
Most definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Very nice. Interesting stuff, Richard. I think we're breaking some news on the program today. That was Richard Longmore giving us his financial thoughts. Thanks for being with us. Join us next week, same time, for the Masters competition as we meet with another participant. Follow the pros and the one novice each week on the Masters competition. Listen and analyze their strategies on RJR 94 FM Thursdays at 8:45 a.m. as they challenge each other to stay ahead. Also, look out for their portfolios in the Sunday Gleaner. The Masters competition is a product of Today's Money Limited, brought to you in partnership with NCB Capital Markets Limited, Money Masters Limited, Credit Union Fund Management Company Limited, and the Jamaica Stock Exchange. I'm Jean-Paul Manu. The Masters is another fine product from Today's Money Limited.